which is allow INEC to be under the judiciary, or we need a word police to police us.
Okay, that increase
because the activities of our politicians is becoming unbearable. But what is really exciting is the debate surrounding our nation. We're going to be free. Is that we're going to reform the judiciary, or we're going to need external help? I said it before, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Daddy Chris, and this is the African Renaissance Television. I'm reaching you live from London. Today is a big day, and it's a wonderful time to be alive. Yes, I said it again and again. It's either we reform the judiciary, or we're going to need the word police to police us. That is where we are now. Is it the case of word police? The Americans are in town. Yesterday, the 25th of December 2025, Donald Trump ordered airstrike on targeted areas in northwest Nigeria, particularly Sokoto State. It is ongoing. We don't know where we're going, but we know where we're coming from. He has earlier warned that this must stop, and it must stop now. A lot of opinions, some were for it, some were against it. I don't know whether I even have anything to say about that. But to be honest, deep down inside me, I was looking for a solution. I wanted an end to in fact, the killings is barbaric, is shameful, is unacceptable. In my take, I'm going to have my girls with me right now. Roland is right here in the house, so it's going to be a big day. But let me quickly say this before I let Roland in quickly, because he's going to run the show. The Nigerian government always have excuses for whatever they're going to say. Anything that's happening, you will say. I remember I'm on a research at the moment where I argue that the corruption in Nigeria has caused death, caused economic refugees around the world. Most of us are out of the country today because of theft orchestrated by our own government. And it is indirect and also very, very direct. If you come under that ground, you are not a refugee, according to the 1951 convention as agreed in Geneva. The question is, where are they? Then when you go to Nigerian government, they will say, no, it is not us. We have issues like Boko Haram. There's climate change. That's why we are having this hunger. It is not government that is causing it. Today, I'm sure there's an excuse. They are not the one killing people. It's Boko Haram. But the bottom line is, the government of Nigeria is incapable of protecting lives and property, which is the primary aim of having government. Let me not take too much of your time. I have Roland in the house. Roland, this is a time to cry to you, sir. Where are you? That is just in case you missed the news. This is Roland. You know him. He's one that can actually be bold enough to talk to me on this issue, and I have him in the house. Roland, it's a wonderful time to be alive. Let me call you Ediri, because this Roland, our Igbo name. Let's go by the African name first. Ediri, what a time to be alive.
Yes, thank you, Daddy Chris, and to the viewers at home for this opportunity to be in the studio this morning to have these discussions. Yeah.
Yes, Roland. Yesterday, the Americans, let's put it so, strike target in Sokoto State. They've said that they see there are more coming. How do we get here? How? Just for the purpose of those. What do you think really get us to where we are now? Because they didn't just get up and say, we want to beat you. Why are they here? Why are we here?
This is a very complex issue, and it's historic, right from time immemorial, right from even when Nigeria was created. We have been having these security challenges right from beginning. Although in recent times, it became worse in reality. So let's look at the one which Donald Trump is in particular concerned with, the killing of Christians in northern Nigeria. Uh, so the killing of Christians in northern Nigeria is driven by jihadist ideology that is been fertile in the northern Nigeria. So you have some sect within Islam that promote that jihadist movement. So they think the north or the whole Nigeria should be Islamized, and they think every other religion should not exist. They also think the state should be governed by Sharia law. So this has been the driver. And the sect, unfortunately for the Fulanis, you have most of these extremists being Fulanis also. And to a large extent, you can perceive that there have been a lot of unspoken supports, both from the Fulani ethnic nationality, then both from the state government, which they support or which they control, then also from the religious sect. You can see some of their religious speakers, they support that fundamental ideology, and that is what is fueling them to kill at random. So they want to conquer, starting from northern Nigeria, then they will expand what they perceive as their Fulani caliphate towards the Middle Belt. Then finally they will get to southern Nigeria. It's a very deep-rooted ideology. I happened to school in northern Nigeria. I schooled in Mina, and during my university days, I'm somebody that I'm also very inquisitive. I said, okay, let me join these Muslims to understand what they are talking about, yes, what the religion is all about. So I started fellowshipping with them. I started going to the mosque in the school to fellowship with them. So some of the things that are happening now, they used to preach about it, that the day will come when jihad will be declared. And when that day comes, the people they will kill, they used to speak about it in those sermons in the mosque. And you see, the target is more against the Christians. Then they also speak about those Muslims who are not in support of this jihadist ideology. They say they will also target them. They will also attack them, because they think if you are not in support of that jihadist movement, yes, you are against them. So I can recall one of the speakers was saying, even if your beards is not grown to reflect what they think it's Islamic way, just like the picture you are posting, the Gumi picture. They say if your beard is not like that, that means you're not a proper Muslim. If you want to look like New Yorker, say they will come after you, they will kill you. He preached about ladies that are against Muslim ideology with respect to marriage, that you as a lady who do not want to marry a man who has been married, you say you are an enemy of Islam. Say because you are not encouraging Islam to expand their population, so that in democracy they will be able to be in control. First of all, take the state through democracy so that they can perpetrate their Islamic ideology. There are a lot of things they speak about. If, for instance, one speaker said it was Allah that killed Sani Abacha, say because Sani Abacha wanted to propose one family to 4 children. So that was against Islam. So The ideology, they are radicalized ideology, and this is what is fueling what is happening in the north. The Muslims that are not in support of this ideology, but with what is happening, I think those who are not in support of the conquest of Nigeria by these Islamic fundamentalists, they are in the minority in the north. In the called northern Nigeria, they are in the minority. That's what I strongly think. That's why you see over the years, it did not start from the Ahmed Bola Tinubu administration. He started long before Ahmed Bola Tinubu. During OBJ, some of them already started. They already introducing Sharia law into different states in northern Nigeria. Then from OBJ to Yaradua, from Yaradua to Gulo Jonathan. During Gulo Jonathan, it got to the peak. It got to the peak. There were a lot of bombing, there were a lot of attack, and some of the people were subtly supporting the ideology. It has overgrown now that to stop them has become very challenging. Even when you had somebody like General Muhammadu, late General Muhammadu Buhari, who was an ex-general who is from the north, he could not also support them. And some of the things he did was also a blunder. He started recruiting what he tagged repentant terrorists into the Nigerian army, which has made things even worse for the present administration. So it's a very huge challenge we are facing in Nigeria currently with respect to this type of insecurity. And that is why the US deemed it fit to intervene. Yeah.
So, and which is okay. We are here now, Roland. We are here. The story is that there's a cooperation of the Nigerian government in all this. Do you really think Nigerian government are in support of what the US is doing right now?
Yeah, fundamentally, in principle, Nigeria does not want other superpowers to come and be carrying out military campaigns in our soil. Fundamentally, we had one issue which legally Nigeria won. So Nigeria, you can see Nigeria is one of the few African countries where you do not have any base of this superpower. But in this particular issue, I think the cards are not in our hands. It's not in the hands of the Nigerian government. It's gone beyond us because we are also signatory to the Anti-Terrorism Convention by the UN. And being a signatory, you cannot stop the superpower from acting, coming to eliminate, but especially those who are threats to one, not just to Nigeria, but also they are not killing Nigerian people in numbers, then killing Christians in particular. So I'm not sure it's something within our control. The government almost had no choice than to play along with what the American people are doing here.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious. It's obvious that so the government of Nigeria literally are handicapped. If they have their way, they don't want this. But hey,
if Nigerian government has its way, they do not want it. But then, how do you demonstrate to the American people and their allied in the West that everything is under control? You've not been able to demonstrate it. If when Donald Trump declared that Nigeria has to address it, then you see drastic action against these terrorists, then you see solution, then that may have been able to prevent the United States of America from intervening in the crisis. But there really nothing that you can say is done. The government took some cosmetics measure, like introducing a new chief of a new minister of defense, and there is somebody that the country, yes, the country, so many people in the country, they have confidence on General Samuel Musa, so many people, but then you also need the equipment, you need the technology, you need the logistics to be able to counter this special type of security threat. And over the years, if you've not put those things in place, you cannot just put them in place overnight. Let's be frank. So if you have the current Minister of Defense, which so many people are confident in that, yes, he has what it takes to bring solution, but he also needs the technology, he needs the equipment, he needs the logistics, and also ultimately you need the economic drivers to be in place. Because let's come to the barest minimum, the fundamental principle. Even the American people cannot solve the insecurity when you do not have economic empowerment for young people in the country, most especially in northern Nigeria. So no matter how much atomic bomb or nuclear bomb you deploy or drones you deploy, if young people are still not employed, if there are no industries to employ young people, then you will end up almost killing everybody. You will not be able to solve the problem. So there is also an economic aspect of it. You also need to be pursuing to solve the problem.
So in other words, Roland, it might be fair to say that maybe some percentage of what is causing the problem in the north is not just the hardcore Islam that is making it, or because it's economy. Because you've mentioned two things. You started by analyzing that the problem is people with an agenda from day one, and now you've identified another problem, which is economy. How do you marry these two?
So they are interwoven. They are interwoven problems. So you have these people, these fundamentalists, which their idea is really a threat. You know what they think? They think things that are abnormal. But then the economic condition in the country, most especially in northern Nigeria, is fueling their recruitment. So imagine youths that are unemployed. You say you will give them AK-47 or AK-49 or GPMG, then you will be paying them every month or every day. You've created job for them so you can employ. But if the youth had job, if they were in farmland in Sambisa, the whole Sambisa is turned to a farmland by the federal government to be producing wheat, and the youth are there, and by end of the month they are getting 150,000 or 200,000 to be able to take care of themselves and their small family. Those with their fundamentalist idea will not have that pool to recruit people from, because the people will not be interested. If those youths are in a construction site, let's say there is a Nigerian engineering construction company, and Nigerian engineering construction company has decided to build roads everywhere, and they've decided to build housing everywhere for people, and they've decided to build, seaports everywhere, and they are even looking for youths to use to carry cement, to do iron bending, to do carpentry work. You will not see the youths that will go and become employed as terrorists to be killing other youth. So the economic part is very vital to solving this problem, actually. But then those who have taken to harm, they've crossed that red line. They have to be treated.
They are benefiting from it already. Yeah, it's like when you rub once, you rub again. But Roland,
but then those who have still not crossed the red line. So instead of the government, for instance, now to be talking about measures to create job for youth, to make the country more productive, the government is not talking about that. The government is talking about how to tax people who are even prostitutes, people that became prostitute because of your failure. You say you want to tax them. People that became Okada driver or Okada rider or keke driver because of your failure. You say you want to tax them. Instead of thinking of how to create jobs for these people, you're not thinking of taxing them. Look at what we have come to see. These people cannot access loan from bank. Bank now give loan at interest rate of 40%. So you expect somebody who wants to buy keke to go and access loan from bank at the interest rate of 40%? There's something wrong.
It's not possible.
And the government is not addressing it.
No, Roland, there are two things here. Because people, for me, I'm surprised, because we are saying right now that there are some people that are in control of some part of Nigeria. The way it looks, it's like these guys are actually in control of some part of Nigeria. It's not as if they are hiding. They are somewhere. Otherwise, if they are hiding between us and they are coming out and attack and run away, but it's like they are in control of a particular area. How can that be?
So let's look at it from this way. That's where it gives everybody concern. It's not even only in the northern Nigeria. It's almost like a total failure of the country. If you look at what we have resorted to, there are so many groups of non-government actors that are taken to arms. They are not hiding it, not only in the north. As a fact, the government is patronizing some of the groups, which makes it very worrisome. The other day we were talking about infrastructure, which is a critical component of the economy, that the government should not be outsourcing it. The government should follow the steps of the Chinese to develop, a company to be in charge of, infrastructure. Security is the number one spending of the government. If you look the way the country is now, the government is not in charge of the security of the whole country. You also now have the government outsourcing security to non-governmental actors. That is a threat, not only to northern Nigeria, to even the south. You cannot see in the south even, you see on social media, different ex-militants or ex-agitator, they carry arms, they say they are contracted by the government. That is abnormality. That is abnormality. The government should not in any way be outsourcing our national security to any individual or group of individuals. Then even to make matter worse, now we have no choice. We will not be outsourcing it to international foreigners, to different countries in the world. Because what the US will be doing now, it will be paid for. The intervention is not free, of course, because there is no free food even in their free time. So what you end up having is a country where the military and security service is being outsourced to both non-governmental players in the country and also to foreigners, and that will put us in a very ugly shape. What we ought to do, we ought to be, one, totally in control of the security of our country from the government. No non-governmental player should be in it. That's one. Then two, we should not be reliant on foreign technology to drive our security. So our military weapons should be developed in country. So we should start doing something about developing our cyber technology, our naval technology. So we should be talking about shipbuilding in country. so that we have that capacity to build our own technology to address our insecurity. Then three, our military equipment, we should be thinking of building them in country. If countries in the East like China can start from somewhere and they've actually gotten to where they are today, we should be able to start from somewhere and start building our capacity. Our guns should be Nigerian made guns. Our armor tankers should be Nigerian made armor tankers. Even as far as our jets, fighters jets, our drones, we should start moving in the direction of manufacturing our weapons ourselves to combat our insecurity and also to defend Nigeria. And if we are playing role in West Africa, ECOMOG, it should be based on the technology we are developing ourselves, not based on technology that we are acquiring from other parts of the world. We can do it. We just need to start from somewhere. That's what I think.
All right, Roland, it's good to hear you tell all this because it's quite refreshing. I'm happy, I'm relaxed now. So let me ask you this. The news reaching us is that the current tax reform that is being contracted, we're not sure yet, I'm not very sure, it's been contracted to France. We see the France authority now helping us to solve meaning our data will be in the hands of another government. How safe are we? It's not enough that we don't have, Roland, we must understand this. Economically, we are not even safe because if you watch, now we are broadcasting on YouTube. We are not talking on YouTube, Roland. We are talking on Facebook. All foreign. The data are not being stored in Nigeria. If I tell you all our data are outside the country, because as you are about to sign for anything, they'll take your name, they take your address, you do business with their YouTube. So they have your details. So, and that is one. So we economically, we outsource our lives. Now, the government is outsourcing us. Like you rightly said.
It is quite unfortunate.
Yes, and to credit to Roland, we cannot even feed ourselves. So if we cannot feed ourselves, meaning we outsource our food. The last time Tinubu spent 10 billion to bring in food to the country. Food, Roland. We have the most blessed land on earth. Is it America coming? Is it a welcome development, yes or no?
Yes, because of the situation we have on ground. We have a situation on ground. People are actually being killed.
Yes. So we need help.
The government has not been able to stop the killing.
Yes.
The government has not been able to stop the killing. If we say we should continue to lose people like that because of our sovereignty or our sovereign integrity, it will not solve the problem. So if the government had stopped the killing, yes, we would argue that why would the US come and intervene? But the government has not stopped the killing. So that is already giving justification for the American people to intervene. That's one. Then two, you can see that the philosophy too driving the government. The philosophy is not tending towards we want to create our solution. So let's get that right. So we have a problem. Tinubu can argue that I was not the one that created this problem. But if the philosophy is tending towards, yes, this problem we have the people and we have the resources, we will be able to solve it ourselves. Then start working towards that direction. You will know that within the next 5 years, 10 years, possibly we will be able to solve our problem. So let's give an example, not with China, not with US. Let's give an example with Burkina Faso. A young man took over power. The country is worse off when compared to Nigeria. They do not have the type of resources we have. They do not have the type of money we have. They do not even have infrastructure, state infrastructure. They do not have. They just have barely some kilometers of road in the whole country, which is not even up to the kilometer of road we have in Delta State or in Lagos. But yet, when the young man came into power, he did not need them to start begging people. He took action. He brought people from their university. He said, you people should start designing the flyovers for me. Let me see. If you say we are spending money in those schools and you are doing structural engineering, if you cannot design this flyover bridge, we will close the school. So you all will stay home. Design the bridge, let me see. Design the highway, let me see. Hey, women, you cannot say you are women, you are somewhere. Come out here. You will carry the concrete. You will open the cement bag. Then you will do the carpentry work. You will do the iron bending. Let's build our country. If you see roads that Burkina babes are constructing by themselves, it is unbelievable. It is unbelievable. If you see road and bridges that these people are not constructing themselves, it is unbelievable. What are they doing? The story is that it is Burkina babes that are developing their nation themselves. Is that the same story with Nigeria? That's not the same story. The philosophy that is driving Nigeria is you need more tax. You go and call France. Say, France, I know you are collecting a lot of tax from your people with that technology. Come and collect from my people. How can a nation? That is insanity. The nation cannot. So before we get Tinubu argue that I'm not the one that caused the problem. The philosophy that is driving his government, if you give Tinubu 1 million years, he cannot move Nigeria forward. Nigeria can only move backward. 1 million years. I bet anybody.
Okay. Let's look at one issue here. Donald Trump threatened about a month ago that he's going to strike if the government cannot do, or if the government is not willing to do anything. I do know that we saw the image, we saw the Tinubu sending missionaries to America to go and let them know what we're doing. Like you rightly mentioned on the show today, efforts are still being made. There's a government change, there's change in the structure of the military. Some killings, it's like the government was acting. If that is the case, why are the Americans here?
So instead of taking drastic action against the terrorists, just as Donald Trump is doing now, they were busily arguing and debating the English language that was used. Say, no, it's not just Christian that is being killed. Muslims are also killed, are being killed also. It's not just jihadi. They are Fulani people. It's not Fulani people. They are discussing the grammar instead of taking action against people that are being killed. People are being killed in number. Instead of taking action against the people, you send emissary. Your minister of information is on defending or arguing the title or the name of people that are being killed. Is it not humans that are being killed?
They are coming now.
What is the essence of government now?
It's time for them to come and roll out. Yes. In fact, it's a wonderful time to be alive, Nigerians. It's a wonderful time to be here. See, Roland, looking at it now, America is here, the airstrike is here. That is where we are. They've started, and where do you see this going, Roland? Where? Because it's one thing to start this. Where are we going with this? Where do you see us? A few months down the line, they're going to strike some few targets and stop? Or what do you think they're going to do?
So, for this strike to take place, it means the American government is been gathering intelligence in all parts of the country. For this first strike to take place, it means the real intelligence gathering going on already. They are spying all ongoing already, gathering intelligence from everywhere, from the cyberspace, from the real intelligent gathering is ongoing. This strike is just the beginning in reality. So with this first strike on the way, there are two likely things that could happen. One, those who are the terrorists, their sympathizers, and also their sponsors, they will either surrender and not be begging for amnesty, or they would be in a run and continue their perpetrating their terrorism until the American people will kill them. This tells you that the American people will go after them now and eliminate every of the terrorists they identify operating in Nigeria.
Exactly what I want to say. Let's come to this now, Roland, please. Yeah, let me, sorry that I have to cut you here. From your analysis at the beginning, it looks as if there are some people who are recruiting this, and there is a major cost to it. One is the government failure, yes, but there's the Islamic fundamentalists who are actually recruiting these people. If you don't stop those people, the recruiting will continue. If you kill something, they will continue to recruit. How is this American strike on air? Is it going to affect those people? And news have also reached us that some people within the government are funding this operation. That there are people funding it. It's not even secret.
Yes.
That the Saudi government one time told the Nigerian government that so and so should not be allowed. They don't allow some of them into Saudi. Some of these Nigerian politicians, some of them, they come out on Nigerian television. They are declared wanted in Saudi for act of terrorism. But they are working freely.
Yes. Yes. So apart from the strike, there will also be ongoing intelligence gathering regarding one, those sympathizers of terrorism in Nigeria. Then two, the sponsors. I am very sure that the American government will also go after those people. I'm sure they have their list already. And some of them are high-profile politicians. But you know, the United States do not care about your profile. They will go after those people. Some of them are already bending. You know, some of those people who created Sharia, they are already bending because they know that the American government is also targeting them now. So there are a lot of things that will happen in northern Nigeria in the coming years. And also, it could also affect even people in southern Nigeria. So as this security campaign continues to go on, I'm sure they will be looking at the whole country where you have insecurity, and they also be providing solution to it. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. In the slogan, on your mandate we shall stand. On your mandate we shall stand. On your mandate. On your mandate, on your mandate, we shall stand. Where are we politically? Who does this favor? Tinubu, is he going to gain from this? Is Atiko going to be the winner from all this? Or will he favor Peter Obi? Your sincere analysis.
Yeah, so for the political landscape, you know, Tinubu, if you look at his body language, he has never been interested in governance. He's also not been interested in the security, and he's not interested in the welfare of the people. What he is more interested in is politics. He is interested right from the day he win the first. He got himself into office the first tenure. Imagine we are in 2025. People are not talking about 2026 in Nigeria. The Tinubu government is not talking about 2026, as if 2026 does not exist. Everything they are talking about is 2027. But we are just in 2025. So he's not interested in all this. And he has been able to intimidate the governors, and most of the governors, they force them to the camp, yes, most especially from southern Nigeria. to
Yes.
decamp to the APC. And you see, as
But,
all
but,
those
but,
are
but,
happening,
but it's not Tinubu that is forcing them. They choose to decamp. It's up to them.
yeah,
Tinubu
but
needs to come in their
the
head.
decamping, if
Yes.
you look at the politics to your planning, you just look at River State, for instance, what happened in River State. You see, after a lot of intimidation, what do you want the gentleman to do? The gentleman should continue with his PDP and continue being attacked. He just went to join them in the same organization so that they will stop, they will leave him alone. Then you say in Delta State
Is that what
already.
happened in Delta State too? Because what
Yeah,
was
in Delta State
yeah,
also, you had the ex-governor that is slam charges of like I think 1 point something trillion naira
yes,
on or something like that, and his boy is the governor currently. So instead of his boss to continue facing such humiliation, they say, "Hey, please let's go
baptized.
and sing. It's on your mandate we shall stand," so
And
that
they
they
get
will leave us
baptism.
alone, and they have left them alone.
Yes.
Then there's the guy from
He got an appointment now. He got an appointment.
also from Benue State. They're killing his people every day, but he's standing on the mandate. Then there's this guy from from Edo State. So they are being systematically, intimidated to join one party, to join the APC. But the risk, even to Tinubu, it's also showing its weakness because it's showing that he's not interested in the country, he's not interested in governance, he's not interested in security, he's not interested in economic development, he's only interested in politics. So he's tending to make, the polity a battle between him and his gang against the Nigerian people, and that will put him at disadvantage. Then you now have the American people intervening. That is a negative mark on the current administration. What is happening now that, foreigners are not
They are
coming
cooperating
to.
with the America, that they are working
Yes,
together. That's
they
what
have no choice. They have no choice. Yes. So that put him at disadvantage come 2027. Even if you look at international politics, the American people themselves will not even want within their power for the government to continue because the government has proven to be incapable. The government has proven to be unable to stop the killing of Nigerians and Christians in Nigeria. So even from the international politics, they will not want to support an incapable government to continue in office. So that puts the current administration at disadvantage. But then when you look at the opposition, you have two prominent figures in the opposition. You have Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, then you have Mr. Peter Obi. In terms of, majority of the people, the youth, they favor Mr. Peter Obi. And also, you have to put in mind that there's this South-North dichotomy that is unwritten, but it is a principle that they've been following in terms of rotation of power when it comes to the office of the president. And the position is still within South at the moment. So that puts Peter Obi at, the opportunity side or at the advantage in terms of becoming the next president come 2027. However, he will need the support of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. Over the years, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar have been contesting non-stop. If he does the mistake to contest this time around, both Alhaji Atiku Abubakar and Mr. Peter Obi may also lose to Ahmed Bola Tinubu, because if they are not united, then they could lose. But in terms of what could play out and put Tinubu at disadvantage, you will expect Atiku supporting Peter Obi. Peter Obi has committed to one term, and that gives Atiku a leverage for also certain support when it comes to 2031, when the presidency will be due after 2027. I think that's the permutation. I think one, The politics now do not favor Ahmed Bola Tinubu. I know that he is more focusing on how to rig election. That's why he's trying to get all the governors who can rig election for him. But in terms of having a credible election, I do not think he will be able to win the election come 2027. However, the opposition need to get their house in order to have one united front of opposition against him. If not, if they are also divided, then it will give Ahmed Bola Tinubu some opportunity to win. Yes.
So here we go now. I know it's quite early. Today is the first strike was just yesterday. Do you see this from the American point of view or from the West point of view, seeking regime change?
Without a doubt, if you look at history, for the Americans to intervene in a government like this, they will not want to continue with that government, without a doubt. So I would expect them to do everything within their powers to ensure there is a regime change. So it happened during Goodluck Jonathan. You see that the intervention of Barack Obama, it resulted into systematic support of the opposition against Goodluck Jonathan administration, and that was how he lost. I think the same thing will play out, but expectedly, if you see the way Tinubu is also moving and trying to leverage on the instrument of rigging election through the state government structure, he is not also going to fold his hands, and that will make it to be a very tense political dispensation come 2027.
Roland, where are we? Anyway, from what we see now, it's going to be an interesting 2027. Nigerians, they can. America have come to do their own. They've done their best. For me, they've put something. Maybe we've been looking for something to start. We've been looking for a catalyst to take control of our country. Is this the catalyst we're waiting for? No, I love the message. Is this what we've been waiting for? Like when the disciple of John the Baptist, he sent them to Jesus. He said, are you the one we're waiting for, or should we wait for another? Is this the catalyst we're waiting for, or should we expect another?
Yeah, for this, I think if you have a change in government, so let's assume someone like Peter Obi steps in, I think he would stop this type of collaboration, because he is somebody that is also very principled and also believe in the Nigerian ability to deliver results. And some of the challenges he will have, they might be internal. He is not somebody that can easily be bent like Ahmed Bola Tinubu. So he will step on toes for sure, definitely.
Yes.
Because if you look at even the internal security structure we are talking about, where the government patronizes different type of non-governmental actors, I'm not sure you will have Peter Obi as a president, and he will not be giving people billions every month to patronize them. He will face everything head on, and it's going to be a matter of Nigerian come first and come out of the problem than to continue spending scarce resources on people that want quick wealth or that want to hold the country at ransom just to be making money from the country. So he will have his challenges, but I think someone like him will stop this type of collaboration, and there will not be no need for this type of collaboration, because if you have government security agency that is active, that is dealing with all kind of insurgency, that is dealing with all kind of insecurity, that is solving all our problem with respect to insecurity, then there will not really be basis for the American people to be interfering into our domestic politics or our sovereignty.
Good. Roland, Tinubu government is 2.5 years down the line. you will not take anything from Tinubu that Tinubu is good at in management of in management, corrupt or not. He's an expert in management. He's been able to put things together. This end of this year is the first time in Nigerian history that we get to the end of the year during Christmas period. There was no long queue for fuel. A lot of things have been resolved. Can we take all that from him? What would your take be if you have to rate Tinubu's government? I'm going to say, look at it from two angles, because if we're going to rate it all, we'll be here all day. Rate his performance economically and rate his performance in corruption. Because with the corruption, I find that all the past criminals are now free. A lot of things has happened. And what would you say? Is Tinubu the man for the job? Is he not?
Tinubu administration, to rate it, let's look at it holistically. Okay. So starting from the policies. So some of the policies he has enacted, there are no alternatives. So the first one is the midstream and the downstream subsector of the oil and gas industry. There are really no alternative. The subsidy had to go. And you know, previous administration, that has been their focus also. So but in that area, you would say it's done well.
They were not brave enough. They weren't brave. Yes. Like Tinubu did it head on. Yes. You know, and that's why. Okay.
Yes. In that area, you would say to remove the subsidy, that was a good policy. Then two, you would also want to say the floating of the currency, you know, deregulate it, or remove all form of subsidy of the exchange rate. That is also a good policy, because now the naira can stay in the open market to prove what it is worth. So that is also good. Power sector, they're trying to do things here and there to ensure that, yes, there are more revenue that are created to boost the power sector. It's not been excellent, but at least there's some minimal improvement in those areas. But all this that have been done, you know, it's a matter of passing the ball from the government to the people. Passing the ball from the government does not mean the people are not paying the price. But don't forget, the people who are paying the price, they're already impoverished people. They are impoverished people already. So if they're paying this type of costly price, then they need value for their money. The people have not been able to get value for their money. One of the reasons, the own money that you're making from subsidy removal now, there's nothing to show for it. As a fact, he has borrowed much more. He has increased the debt profile of Nigeria by like 40% again. So together with the money you're supposed to have realized, he has borrowed much more. And finally, there's nothing to show for it. Your roads, there are no roads in the country. People are traveling this December. There are no roads for them to go to their respective states and villages. No roads. Those in Lokoja Road, they stayed for like 1 week there in Lokoja without moving. Those in Ore, the Lagos Calabar Road, they stayed without moving. Those in Benin, Asaba, they stay. So all the roads are destroyed. There's nothing that is happening about it. That's one. Then two, the insecurity, you know, it's become severe. People are being caught now like rabbits. They're being slaughtered. And government is doing nothing about it. So those are areas the government has failed completely. Then when you come to its policy on tax reform, there's no point for that at the moment, because there are no basis for that. That can set Nigeria on fire if it is not well managed. And now you can see they are forging tax law just to collect money from impoverished people. That is, to me, I think that's crossing the red line. So that will cause a lot of problem. Then, apart from forging the tax law, you are now inviting a colonialist, a neo-colonialist to come and be in charge
With no good
of your tax
reputation.
collection. That means
No
you are descending
reputation.
Nigeria back to the era of colonization.
In fact,
That's what it means.
they don't have
So
good reputation at all. France doesn't have it.
yes. So if you look at this area, you will see that the philosophy that is driving the Tinubu administration, if it is given the next 100 years, 1,000 years, 1,000,000 years, the philosophy does not have what it takes to move Nigeria forward. It can only move Nigeria backward because it's a philosophy of exploiting the people and using the money you gain to buy your way to settle people. Imagine the money that they have been spending in giving these non-governmental security actors. The money they said something close to 7.5 trillion has been expended in things like that. That is ridiculous.
The renewed
Yes.
agenda. He has divided the
Yes.
country into 6 zones. What a strategy. Roland.
So, on the summary, if I want to give Tinubu like a score within 1 to 100, I would say because of how he introduced the deregulation and also how he introduced the naira, floating of the naira, but every other area has been completely disaster. I will give him, let's say, 25 or 30% score for his performance so far. Yeah.
All right, Roland. Now, you too. You were so. In fact, I saw the sincerity, your belief that what is happening currently going on in Burkina Faso, where the states are actually, where the government is actually the one mobilizing its own people to go out and get the job done. I don't think they need some loan to do that.
No, they're not taking loan.
Is that the solution to Nigeria? Is that the problem? Is that the solution? Is that the way forward for us? Because that was going to be my next question. What is the way forward?
Yes. So that, just like as I said earlier, you cannot solve security problem on its own without solving the economic problem. Because no matter what, if our young men and young women do not have jobs, you must have insecurity in the country, you must have prostitution in the country. There's no way you can stop that. So you cannot, say you want to just tackle security with bomb. Security cannot be solved in a country, but especially internal security with a bomb or nuclear weapons, or it cannot be solved. So to tackle this, we have to look at it from one, the economic angle. So what are you going to be looking at? You'll be looking at one, your infrastructure development. That's one. Then two, you will be looking at your industrial development. That's two. Then three, you'll be looking at your manufacturing development. That is three. Then four, you'll be looking at your agricultural development. And to solve this problem, you will need a government that will provide leadership in all this area by utilizing Nigerians and raw material from Nigeria in particular, to develop this area. So if you start with infrastructure, for instance, you need a government that will say, no, we want to crash down the cost of constructing roads in Nigeria. We want to do it ourselves.
Yes,
so a government that would
provide job for us. Yes, provide job for us.
A government that would create, a state-owned engineering construction company and say, we want to be the one to build our housing ourselves as Nigerians, to build our roads ourselves as Nigerians, to build our bridges ourselves as Nigerians, to build our airports ourselves as Nigerians, to design our ports and build it ourselves as Nigerians. So when you have a government that is driven by such philosophy, the Nigerian youth, it is job that will be looking for them, not them looking for job, because they will be looking for youth everywhere that will come and work in the construction site as carpenters, as iron bender, as bricklayers, as plumbers, as mechanic, as equipment operator. So that is what you will have. And the government cannot design, a master plan of the whole country that we want to do this and they would continue constructing non-stop for the country. When you are doing that, don't forget, when you are using the Nigerian resources and using the Nigerian people, it means your construction is in Naira. You do not need to go to World Bank to get Naira to do your infrastructure. That's what it means. And the Nigerian people will be engaged. The Nigerian people will be part of the story of how their country is being. It's different from what you are having now. That you will go and collect 20 billion. 20 billion from World Bank and give it to Julius Berger to take the money back to their account. No, it will be different. That's infrastructure. Then when you look at industrial development, you want to develop industry that are designed in such a way that they are locally driven. They are locally driven. So you want to design industrial cities, free trade zone that are locally driven, but they are export based. So when you design those industrial city free trade zone, those who drive it, all the manufacturing, they are driven by Nigerians. The government cannot be encouraging Nigerians to do garments, to do automobile parts. You have Nigerians already assembling cars, to assemble cars. Then when they are doing it in the free trade zone, it means the exportation, it does not attract, the manufacturing does not attract any form of tax. And it's export based. Nigeria cannot be exporting to other parts of Africa. That's a population of like 1.5 billion people, the same population with China. That is an economy that is more than $3 trillion economy. It's a very huge economy to play in. When you are doing that, you are creating opportunity for Nigerians to get jobs and to create wealth. The Nigerian youth will not have time to be going to carry bomb or to be carrying gun to fight the country. Then 3, manufacturing. Even your military itself, when you start manufacturing your military equipment in Nigeria, it's going to create a lot of jobs. You encourage young people to manufacture drones that the military is using to combat insecurity, to carry out intelligence in Nigeria. You encourage them to do their own guns and weapons in Nigeria. It's going to create a lot of jobs. Then 4, you're looking at agricultural development. Instead of governors coming to sit down with you to sing on your mandate, we shall stand. Let the governor sit down with you and be telling you the amount of hectares of land that will be developed into agricultural cities or plantation in their state. That should be the discussion. You see, when the president and the governor sit down in Nigeria, all they discuss is politics. That's why the country is not moving forward. If they sit down and what they are discussing is the president is asking them, hey, gentlemen, your agri plantation, how many cocoa has been planted, the seedings? He says it's 2 billion seedings. Okay, that's good. Then you, how many? One say 1 million. Say that's not good enough. You need to increase. If that is the discussion they are having, Nigeria would. But they don't have that discussion. When they see that, all they discuss is APC will rule forever. Your mandate will stand.
On your mandate. Hallelujah.
There's no way we can move forward in such engagement. So, in summary, the philosophy of government should be about using Nigerian resources and Nigerian people to develop our infrastructure, to develop our industry, to develop our agriculture, to develop our manufacturing. And it should be about patronizing Nigerian goods from the government. Nigeria is one of the only countries where you have Nigerian-made cars, but government is using Japanese cars and German cars to run
Japan every year now.
It's quite unfortunate.
The African government to Japan every year. They always invited to Japan. Huh? What do you think they invite them for? Anyway, Roland, let's take a look at this now. Finally, Donald Trump is going to go through a lot now, internally and internationally. Internally, he has a problem to solve. It should be solving the American problem. Here, he's solving Nigerian problem. That is one problem. Number 2, countries like China who are bent on benefiting from the dead Nigeria, and France, who are in support of Tinubu, is helping them to carry out some of the atrocities. I don't think those people will support Donald Trump. Should we be thanking Donald Trump? What should we have to say to encourage him if you are supporting the movement? Or if you're not supporting Donald Trump, what would you have to say? I know you're supporting the movement now. So let me ask you, what do you have to tell Donald Trump, especially with the home and the external forces that will be coming? Because I know Nigerians, which is going to be my last question, because that is after this one will be on Nigeria. What would you have to say to Donald Trump?
The United States today still have the most powerful military in the world. So Donald Trump is not a man that will chicken out because of opposition from China and other countries that are benefiting from Nigeria as it is. But you should also know that China is not like it's a friend to the Tinubu administration. The Chinese international policy and engagement in Africa is non-interfering policy. They don't want to interfere in your local politics as long the business is flowing, the money is flowing. So if they change Tinubu, it may not make any difference to them as long the business is flowing, the money is flowing. So they are more concerned about their business and the economic activities than interfering into this type of local politics. But what Donald Trump is doing, I think it's commendable. It's I think only somebody of his type of character that can do a thing like this. Previous American president would rather leave you to kill your people and continue killing your people. All they would do is to withdraw the American embassy and ask their people not to be coming to your country. But Donald Trump is a little bit different. Is somebody that is driven by his base ideology, and every time, every day, is ready to defend what he believes in. In some of his ideology, where you might agree with him or you might disagree with him, but it doesn't really change a lot for him because it's actually what he strongly believes in that he pursue and he go after. In this one with Nigeria is based on his strong conviction. I'm not sure anybody will stop him.
Okay. Now, finally, Roland, which is the last question for today. Sorry that I've kept you talking and I'm enjoying the show, because the first time I have to sit down and just all I do is I know you're going to give me the right answers. Nigeria is a country divided into two, the Muslim and the Christian. Today, there's an attack on a segment of the country and it is in defense of Christian. What are the likely effects as a nation so divided?
Yes, so for that division, the Christians, yes, definitely the Christian society will be happy that the American people is coming to their defense. And the Muslim, the fundamentalist, they will not be happy. But if you look at the Muslim society, some of them are also being affected. As I said earlier, some of them are not in support of this radical jihadist ideology. So they are also being affected. You cannot rule away the fact that even some of them are being attacked. There are mosques that have been attacked also in different parts of the country. So those Muslims who are not in support of this fundamental terrorist ideology, I am sure they will also be in support of what Donald Trump is doing to resolve the security crisis in the country. But definitely those who support the fundamentalist ideology, who are actually the target of this American intervention, they will be opposed to the American government. They will be opposed to Donald Trump. And the easiest way to know the terrorists in Nigeria or those who sympathize with terrorists in Nigeria and their sponsor. Just look at social media going forward. If you see people who are criticizing the intervention of the American government or the intervention of Donald Trump, there is high probability that they are either terrorists or they are sympathizers of terrorism in Nigeria, or those people are sponsors of terrorism in Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Let me slightly disagree here, because I want to quote two persons I know, they are in the media. Abati of Arise Television has come out openly and said, oh, we are a sovereign country. America have no right to come to us and do this, whatever. That was when the threat was on. And also, the presenter from Channels Television, he actually released his own. I am against Nigeria is a sovereign state. America should not come and do whatever. So you can see that there's still a very divided opinion as well. That's why I was saying to you, what do you have to say to Donald Trump? Because these people are going to be different opinion. As in fact, it's the public opinion is going to be divided, Roland.
Yeah, so Daddy Chris, just as I said, you have people who are consciously or subconsciously sympathizing with terrorism in Nigeria. So those people, even though they are not sponsors, you will hear them going forward criticizing the American government. The American government did not strike Nigeria government. The American government did not strike Nigerian military. The American government did not strike Nigerian police force. The American government did not strike Nigerian Air Force. The American government strike terrorists that have been killing countless number of people in Nigeria. So when you see anybody in the coming days opposed to killing terrorists, know that one, the person is a sympathizer of terrorism in Nigeria. Two, the person could be also terrorist in Nigeria. Three, the person could be a sponsor of terrorists. Because when you're talking about Nigeria is a sovereign country, Nigeria is also a signatory to so many treaties in the UN. Part of it is the anti-terrorist charter of the United Nations. And when there is terrorism, you do not view it as a problem to just the country. Right. It becomes
an international issue.
The community of nations. It becomes a problem to the world. So the attack of the Americans is not attack on the people of Niger Delta. It's not attack on even Islam. It's not attack on Christians. It's not attack on even Northerners. It's not attack on the Nigerian military. It's not attack on the Nigerian government. It is an attack. It's a targeted attack on terrorists. And that is the objective. Anybody who is saying anything contrary, opposing killing terrorists, you have to check the person well. The person is either consciously or subconsciously sympathizing with terrorists in Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Roland. It cannot be, there's no better place to wrap up this show. You've done justice to it. I cannot thank you more. I'm going to say, what I would just say in just few language, what do you say to us ordinary Nigerians on the street who woke up to this big news? There's an attack on the nation. You know, Nigeria is still, yes, not everybody is that vast. Not everybody is aware. So you're going to go to churches, they're going to tell you a different story. You're going to go to the mosque, they're going to tell you a different story. I'm happy you've been able to analyze that it's not an attack on the Nigerian government. It's not an attack on Islam. It's not an attack on the Air Force, anybody in Nigeria. It's an attack on the targeted people who have been killing us. What do you have to say to ordinary Nigerians who come across this?
Nigerian people should know we have serious security challenges at the moment. So we also need to change our lifestyle. The lifestyle need to change. One, on social media, you have to be mindful of the type of information you give out on social media, because apart from the terrorist activities of, in the north, in the south now, there are a lot of kidnapping also ongoing. They kidnap for almost everything in the south. So they kidnap for very little amount of money and they kill people. So everybody have to be conscious of the security challenges we are facing. Before you leave your house, ensure you plan your your movement very well and ensure your route, you follow safe route. If you are traveling intercity, the aviation companies, they've not done well. They've increased the hike of the flight, so ordinary people can still not take it. But if you want to travel intercity, let it be that it is critically important for you to travel. If it is not critically important, if it's something you can do remotely,
Do it.
I will advise people to consider doing it remotely, because until this whole insecurity comes down, we have to be conscious so that we can be safe. As we all can see, if you are killed, nobody comes and nobody fight for your justice. You are gone. A general was killed in the country, there is no justice that was done. So we have to ensure we keep ourselves safe and secured.
Roland, I know the Nigerian government don't know how to rate our security. In the UK, it's either will be orange now, or red, or green, or So I'm not waiting for the Nigerian government. I'm going to ask you, what is our security situation in the country based on this attack? Do you think we are approaching red, or we are in red, or we are in orange, or we are in green?
It varies from different parts of the country. Some parts of the country, they are red already, most especially in northern Nigeria. While some parts of the country, they are um, they are orange. So if you look at the southern part, the Delta, the Niger Delta, they are orange. Then if you look at the southeast is really in a very dark orange zone, because of the activities that are happening there at the moment.
Yes.
Then when you come to the southwest, like Lagos, yes, it's not green, it's just alpha. So it's light orange, and even Lagos is divided into two in terms of security code. Mainland Lagos is different from island Lagos. Island Lagos, yeah, the very light orange, while the mainland Lagos, it's still that dark orange because of the security threat. So if you have expatriates in Nigeria, for instance, in island Lagos, the security requirement for them to go around is different from mainland Lagos as well. And it's also different from what's happening in the Niger Delta in the southeast. But in the north, most parts of the north now, they are red.
Thank you very much, Roland. That is a message. Please do not go out if it's not very, very necessary. And please, anything you are not sure of, do not say it. If you are not sure of anything on the social media, do not say it. I do make some mistakes sometimes, but those are some things we have to do, because that is the only way we can push the government to talk. But be responsible, because this is a very critical time. That whatever you say could lead to your attack. Like Roland said, some countries, some part of the country are on red alert, some are orange, some are dark green, and some on the light green. I pray that this will bring a lasting peace to the country. Thank you very much, Roland, for this opportunity to be with you this morning. We enjoy your take on it, and I hope that every other Nigerians must have benefited from this. The development is ongoing, so I'm going to need you from time to time to look at what will happen next, because we never know what will happen tomorrow. Don't forget, we have a very important thing to discuss. I want us to discuss in details the way forward economically for Nigeria, which is how we're going to be able to encourage the government to use our own people and our own resources in building of our own country. We'll be discussing that on a full topic of its own. But for now, thank you very much for this morning.
Thank you. And thank the viewers who are viewing at home, and happy Boxing Day to them. Yes. And I hope everybody is resting well.
Thank you. So yes, so that is where we end the show today. It's happy Boxing Day. I forgot to even say it's Boxing Day. Go and boss whatever you want to boss. Those of you who have money to spend it. Go back home quietly and enjoy with your family. It's holiday season, and thank God it is the right time to do this, because it would have been a disaster. Because I can't imagine people going to work this morning, waking up to this. So stay at home, be at peace with one another. Do not let this be a reason for you to attack a fellow Muslim, or for a Muslim to not attack a Christian. This is not a fight. You don't need to fight one another. You are human beings and you are Nigerians. Love one another. That is what the season says. That's the word the season we're celebrating. Let it rain. I pray it comes and rain with us now and forever. Thank you very much. Daddy Chris is signing out. Stay out of trouble. Happy holiday.
Thank you.
Find your sanctuary in the heart of the city. Live the life you deserve in an exquisite apartment. SRTV Luxury Shortlet Apartment, Lagos, is a place where your comfort is rest assured. Welcome to SRTV Shortlet Apartment, part of the prestigious SRTV Real Estate family. Why choose us? Prime location, nestled in the heart of Lagos, close to key attractions, business hubs, and vibrant nightlife. Modern interiors, fully furnished, stylish apartments designed to provide the ultimate comfort. Luxury redefined, vacation perfected. 24/7 security. Enjoy peace of mind with round-the-clock security and CCTV surveillance. Top-notch amenities, high-speed Wi-Fi, smart TV, air conditioning, fully equipped kitchen, and lots more. Perfect for business travelers, family vacations, romantic getaways, special events, and more. Book your stay today and experience Lagos like never before. Call +234 8143 582856 or +447 4388 93190, or email us at realestate@superiorradioandtelevision.com. SRTV Shortlet Apartment, where comfort meets luxury.
That is either we reform the judiciary, which is allow INEC to be under the judiciary, or we need a world police to police us. Because the activities of our politicians is becoming unbearable. But what is really exciting is the debate surrounding our nation. We're going to be free. Is that we're going to reform the judiciary, or we're going to need external help?